How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. I hope you guys are all having a great day. Sorry about the weird glitch that happened at the end of part 3. I had a power outage, so all my equipment just shut off. Thank God the video actually was able to still be recorded. So we're just going to pick up right where we left off on page 40 at the very top. I'm going to backtrack a little. I apologize for the sudden abruption that happened. So I'm just going to be continuing on, and this will be part 4. So let's continue on reading through The Final War, Hunters Hunted. This is part 4. I'm afraid there is no medicine in this universe or any other universe that can resolve it, said Romeo. I don't understand. What condition does not have a cure? Asked Amy. Romeo and Juliet looked at Douglas and knew that the Corps leader knew what the condition was, but no one else. The Laniks were the first humans, and years after creation they were mutated into what they are now. Because of their past, they carry the DNA from their past ancestors and have the power to move objects with their minds and having a life limit, said Douglas. What sort of life limit? Asked Laura. The type to allow them to live for only 20 years, answered Douglas. If I might ask, how old are you two then? Asked Devon. We are both 16, replied Romeo. What was a shocker to the team was the fact that they looked 60 and had no signs that in 4 years they would die of just old age. The people ate and ate a delicious meal, and after a long time Douglas realized something. Juliet, could I have your necklace, please? Asked Douglas. I'm sorry, but what did you request of me? Asked Juliet. The members of Unit Alpha looked at their leader and wondered what was going on. I asked if I could have the necklace you are wearing currently, please, said Douglas. Absolutely not, said Romeo, with a raised voice. I must have it, said Douglas. No, it is mine, and no one, not even the Corps' leader, has permission to hold it, said Juliet. I really need it, said Douglas. No, it is a sign of power, replied Juliet. My team and I must have it. It is one of the relics we have been looking for, said Douglas. Unit Alpha realized Juliet's necklace was a relic key. No, this necklace will belong to the next royal child, said Juliet. Romeo and Juliet, I have no plans to harm you, your people, your coming child, or keep the relic key for very long. I need the relic key that you say is just a necklace in order to kill an evil man that is in control of an evil army, said Douglas. Who? And what army? Asked Romeo. His name is Halo Shadow, and his army is called the Regime, with plans to conquer the universe. The Corps is in ruin, with few members left because of him. The relics we hunt will lead us closer to ending this war and making Halo mortal so I can kill him, said Douglas. Suddenly sirens began going off and prevented Romeo and Juliet from giving their final answer to Unit Alpha. The group raced past the royal guards to see a ship bombarding the farms and killing Laniks with bombs. Look out! Yelled Juliet. Everyone in the palace looked to see 3 dozen missiles coming towards the building, and everyone took cover. The missiles impacted the palace, and bricks crashed down and made the beautiful area into a place of dust and death. Once the missiles were no longer attacking the palace, the dust settled. Chad looked at the attacking ship with regime markings. They have found us, said Laura, seeing the ship also. Who found us? Asked Peter. Who do you think, dummy? The regime, of course, replied Devon. They must have been tracing us ever since we left the planet Disaster Master and have been waiting for the perfect opportunity to eliminate us, said Douglas. Where are Romeo and Juliet? Asked Brittany. Over here, replied Amy, removing fallen bricks to unbury the Queen. Amy checked her pulse and determined Queen Juliet was no longer with them. She was a beautiful lady and a wonderful person, said Chad. Agreed, and I'll make sure this relic key does not fall into the wrong hands, said Douglas, walking over to the corpse and taking the relic key from Juliet. Unit Alpha armed themselves with their blaster rifles and lightsabers to prepare for ground forces while walking out of the palace before being burned to death by the raging fires. I wonder where Romeo is at, asked Laura. My guess is that he is dead or on the run to leave the planet, said Devon. Location, regime ship. This attack is going great, No defenses to fire back at us, and no hope of Unit Alpha escaping us again, said Darth Upday. How can we be sure that our attack kills them without proof of their bodies? Asked Satan. I agree with you. We need to prove to Halo that we have finally killed them, and the best way to do that is to have you two go down there and search for them, said Darth Upday. Are you sure that is a wise command? Asked Octopunny. It doesn't matter, since it is my command, exclaimed Darth Upday. Satan and Octopunny boarded regime fighters, left the regime ship, and saw the STC-40 untouched from the attack. Let's make sure they don't have a certain way of escaping, said Satan to Octopunny, using earpieces. Location: Lanik. Unit Alpha finally arrived at the landing platform with the STC-40 still in one piece, and looked at the sky to see the regime fighters heading straight for it. Suddenly, missiles fired from the regime fighters and headed towards Unit Alpha and the STC-40. Take cover! Yelled Douglas. The team fell to the ground and watched as the missiles got closer and closer. The missiles were feet apart from impacting the ship, but then the missiles began going in a spin in the air and were redirected to head towards the regime fighters. Octopunny and Satan were in. Darth Upday, Octopunny, and I will kill you eventually, said Satan, using a loudspeaker on his fighter. While Satan and Octopunny flew their fighters to avoid the missiles, Douglas and his friends looked around to see Romeo using his powers to mentally control the missiles. I believe that my wife is dead, so I could live to help kill this regime and allow you to have that relic key to kill Halo, said Romeo, seeing Douglas with the relic key in his hands. Suddenly, the missiles impacted the fighters. Octopunny and Satan were inside, causing a gigantic explosion in the atmosphere. Douglas, get your people out of here and kill the regime. We Laniks can take care of this, said Romeo. The team entered the STC-40. Douglas placed the relic key in the ship's armory, and Darth Upday realized his allies were dead. Location: regime ship. So you killed Satan and Octopunny, but I'm not so easily taken out of the big picture, said Darth Upday, pressing a button. Location: Lanik. Romeo and Unit Alpha looked to see the regime ship opening its belly and began to launch thousands of bombs onto the village. Douglas looked out of the glass window while in the command bridge at Romeo to see him giving the look to leave. Devon, take us off of this planet, said Douglas, beginning to cry for the known fact that the Laniks and King Romeo were about to be slaughtered. The STC-40 lifted off the planet and blasted into outer space in a direction away from the regime ship and the village. Romeo and his people used their powers to prevent the bombs from continuing, but were unable to control them all. Within 30 seconds, the bombs made it past the Laniks' mine defense powers, destroyed the village, torched the farms, and killed the remaining Laniks. Location: regime ship. You're really getting on my nerves, Douglas. You and your unit have been messing up my commander's plans for far too long. One day, this hunting around for you must end, said Darth Upday. Darth Upday piloted the ship away from Lanik, and instead of continuing the hunt for Unit Alpha, he decided to visit Nikolai Sith and Ash Becca on the planet Makhong. Location: the STC-40. Devon, plot a course for the planet Ink so we can locate the last relic key, said Douglas. As night fell upon the universe, Chad, Peter, and Laura ended their conversation between themselves on the command bridge and left to walk into the hallways of the ship. I don't like the way they have been behaving recently, especially Chad, said Douglas. Do you think they are regime spies? Asked Brittany, looking at Douglas. Are you seriously asking if they work for Halo? Asked Douglas, stunned at the question. It could be possible. They are the only Corps members that we do not have solid proof that they are with the Corps. It might be possible that they have helped Halo prepare for this war and then join the Corps in order to live, said Devon. I am sick of this guessing and gossiping. I'm going to find out for myself, said Amy. How are you going to do that exactly? Asked Douglas. By doing some recon, replied Amy, leaving the command bridge and entering the hallways of the ship. Soon Amy heard talking coming from the living quarters hallway. She walked down the walkway to realize the talking was coming from inside of Chad's room. While Amy listened to the conversation, some secretive information was learned. "Listen to me, Peter. This love triangle is not going to work anymore as a cover-up," said Chad. "This love triangle is the only thing that is keeping the rest of the Corps from knowing our true side in this conflict," said Peter. "If we end this cover-up act, what do you propose to If we end this cover-up act, what do you propose to replace it with?" asked Laura. "We could tell the truth," said Peter. "You know we can't do that and betray our commander-in-chief," replied Chad. "Then for the time being we keep to this tactic and hope for the best," said Laura. Amy silently left the area and returned to the command bridge to tell of what she had learned during her recon mission. "I believe you, honey. However, I don't want to scare them until we learn of what their plans are for sure. We all agree that they are not working for the Corps only, but we can't prove they are working for the regime," said Douglas. Chapter 16, Tekka-Cliffs, one of my favorite chapters I've ever written. Location, Macong. As the night in the universe came to an end and brought with it a new day, Darth Update landed his ship inside of the secret regime base. "Welcome to the Halo's new base of operations," said Nikolai, greeting Darth Update as the green stick left his ship. "Great to be here at last. I need to use your communications station to speak with Halo about the hunt," said Darth Update. "Where are Octopunny and my father Satan?" asked Nikolai, looking into the ship. "They're not with me at the moment," said Darth Update. "Where are they?" asked Nikolai. "I will explain everything inside so I don't have to repeat myself to you and Halo," replied Darth Update. The two remaining generals entered the base, walked past demons at work, and soon entered the communications station. Nikolai ordered the demons in the station to send a message to Halo that Darth Update was on Macong and needed to talk with him. While the demons worked on sending the deep space transmission, Nikolai wondered where the other regime generals were at and asked Darth Update again, and at the same time, Darth Update looked at Ashbeka being held prisoner in the communications room. "He was killed yesterday during a battle against Unit Alpha and the Laniks on the planet Lanik in Sector 9, answered Darth Update. Nikolai Sith became infused with hate and anger and unleashed it upon Darth Update. Nikolai activated his lightsaber and prepared to ram the blade into Darth Update's heart, but was halted when Halo appeared in the path. "Commander Halo, we have a situation," said Darth Update. "So I hear from the transmission you sent. Do not fear, Nikolai, for that blade would not have killed me even if I was there. I am using hologram technology Team Doom is allowing me to borrow," said Halo. "I have the status report to tell you, sir. Both Octopunny and Satan are no longer with us in the universe," said Darth Update. Halo looked at Nikolai to realize why he wanted to kill Update, but wondered why the generals were dead. "Tell me more," said Halo. "They were killed during a battle on the planet Lanik, but there is good news. I have obtained when the tragic event took place," said Darth Update. "What sort of news?" asked Nikolai, shutting off his lightsaber. "I saw a relic in Douglas's hand during the battle, and it would seem Unit Alpha is on a mission to collect several. I scanned the STC-40 before they left the planet and discovered it had the Book of Power and several relic keys," said Darth Update. Halo was silent because he knew what was taking place. "I know what Unit Alpha is doing. They are searching for relics to make me mortal in order for Douglas to kill me. This means that the last relic they will dare try to collect is a device called the Alpha Lock on Lambda," said Halo. "What do you want us to do?" asked Nikolai. "Both of you remain on Macong with Ashbeka and the 5,000 T-180s, while me and my parents leave New Heaven with my 2,000 demon army to meet up with Team Doom on Lambda to locate the Alpha Lock before Unit Alpha," said Halo. Halo's hologram vanished from sight, and Ashbeka, having seen and heard everything, fearing for his friends' lives. Location, New Heaven, under regime control. That was a lot of information, son, about the Corps' plans, said Cody, inside of the High Council building. That is what I fear, said Halo. I don't understand, my child, said Mavis. The Corps has someone informing them the only way to make me mortal, and this is a great threat to me and my regime, said Halo. So what is the plan? Asked Cody. Prepare my demon army to leave this Corps-infested planet and head for Lando, said Halo. Within 1 hour, the regime was off of the planet New Heaven, with Halo and his parents in one ship, and within 3 hours they arrived on Lando, inside of Team Doom's underground base. Shockwave, I have an urgent message for you and your friends, said Halo, while Cody and Mavis met the Transformers for the first time. What's the mission? Asked Shockwave. The Corps is searching for a relic called the Alpha Lock, and I know it's on Lando, but they don't. If your team finds it first, then we can use its power against them, said Halo, leaving out the fact that it would make him mortal, because then Shockwave could decide to allow the Corps to have it, to make him mortal, and have the leader of Team Doom kill him. All right, as long as it means we can kill the Corps, my team will search the surface, said Shockwave. Shockwave, Megatron, Starscream, Knockout, and Soundwave transformed into speedy jets, while Dreadwing transformed into a bomber, and moments later blasted out of the underground base using an open tube to begin the hunt for the Alpha Lock. Let's hope they find it in time, or else my regime will be leaderless, said Halo, while his parents and demon army settled into the base. Location, the STC-40. Douglas, we have arrived at the planet Ink, said Devon. I'm getting readings from scanners of life, and that the entire planet is just forest with trillions of trees, said Amy. Devon, take us into hovering mode above the ground while I use the PAL to locate the last relic key without putting us in danger, said Douglas. Devon piloted the STC-40 towards the ground of the planet Ink, and soon began hovering while Douglas used the perfect alpha locator device. I got the location. It is in a temple 1 click east of our current position, said Douglas. After traveling to the coordinates given on the PAL screen, Devon landed the STC-40 in a small clearing where no trees were preventing a ship from landing. Once landed, Unit Alpha could see the entrance to the temple, outside of the shielded glass window, as a part of the command bridge. Let's hope this last relic key is not guarded by creatures that try to kill us, said Brittany. Unit Alpha left the ship with their gear and cautiously entered the temple that was shaped like a pyramid. The inside had an elderly smell, as if multiple things had been killed inside. The team of 7 slowly walked through the narrow hallway with lights that were flickering on and off, and looked through the doorway to see windows, to see several empty rooms with weeds and blood on the floors. What happened? Asked Peter. I'm not sure, but it wasn't good, replied Chad. We can't turn back now without the relic key. Keep on alert and watch each other's backs, said Douglas. The team continued walking and soon came to the hallway's end with a door. Douglas kicked down the door, and the team of 7 entered and searched what was once the living quarters for whomever lived in the temple. There were hundreds of beds, with no one in them, and instead had blood stains on the sheets. I'm not enjoying this at all, said Amy. Suddenly, a 5-foot-tall frog blasted through a wall and entered the room Unit Alpha was inside of and fired a ball of ink from its mouth. The group lowered their bodies to dodge the attack. The ball flew into the other wall across from the frog and melted a hole in the wall. Great to know there are gigantic frogs that fire melting ink from their mouths on this planet, said Chad. The frog fired another fireball of melting ink from its mouth at the unit while being trapped in one position. Yet Brittany quickly activated her lightsaber, reflected the ball, and shot it back at the frog. Within 2 seconds, the frog was melted into a puddle of green slime. Great job, said Douglas. The other members of the team thanked Brittany for the quick thinking and for saving their lives. I can't imagine who would want to build a temple to live in on this dangerous planet with these frogs running freely, said Douglas. Unit Alpha followed the unit leaders out of their living quarters and walked through a doorway with a door missing to enter a gym to see three odd-looking creatures standing on two legs while sleeping. Very silently, the squad walked past them to try to avoid awakening them, and saw through their glass-like helmets that they had a face of a human. What made them odd is they appeared to weigh about 600 pounds, had green skin and green body armor, and were each holding a super rare gun called the TGL. "What is a TGL?" asked Amy, silently, while the group continued to walk past the three creatures. "It stands for Thermal Grenade Launcher. It is a weapon that fires blue grenade shells filled with 3,000 volts of electricity inside of them, and has the ability to stick on contact to anything," replied Douglas silently. While Unit Alpha continued walking towards the other side of the gym and into the next room, Douglas pulled out the PAL to get a better location of the relic key. "I have the location," said Douglas silently. "Hey!" yelled a voice. Unit Alpha realized the brightness from the PAL screen must have awakened the creatures, and looked to their left to see the three human-looking creatures staring at them. "Why are you here?" asked one of the creatures, as Unit Alpha aimed their blaster rifles at the creatures. "Searching for an item," replied Douglas. "Perhaps we can help you," said the same creature. "What are you?" asked Douglas, signaling his squad to lower their rifles. "We are creatures called Tekacliffs. We are humans that were mutated on in order to protect us from becoming zombies. We were sent here to oversee an experiment that was going to cure breast cancer. However, the subjects became unkillable zombies and infected everyone and everything in this temple base," said the same creature. "There are unkillable zombies on this planet, and are for sure roaming the temple?" asked Brittany, beginning to freak out and knew that the frog from earlier was nothing. "Yes, but the good news is that the disease isn't airborne, so as long as you don't get infected by a zombie, you'll be okay," said the same Tekacliff. "Will you help us locate a relic key?" asked Douglas. "Sure thing, my friend and brother in Christ," said the Tekacliff, that appeared to be the leader of three. "What did you just call me?" asked Douglas. "I reckon you can't tell who we are with our green skin on and our 600-pound body armor with our rare gun. I'm Philip Abbey, and this is Paul Woodson and Dale Keller," said the Tekacliff leader. Unit Alpha froze in their minds, and it showed. What shocked Douglas the most was the thought that they were killed when Earth was blown up. "How did you survive the attack on Earth?" asked Douglas. "We lied to you about why we could not come over to meet Amy and Brittany," said Tekacliff Phil. "We were given a top-secret mission from God, since we have been working for the Corps for several years, on protecting you in secret, without Chad's group even knowing," said Tekacliff Paul. "Our mission was to watch the experiment take place, after getting mutated to protect us from being infected on New Heaven, and since it went badly, we were given orders to make sure none of these zombies left the planet," said Tekacliff Dale. "That is a lot to process," said Laura. "You're one to talk," said Amy, seeing her husband Douglas still in shock that his friends were still alive. "What now?" asked Tekacliff Phil. "Using this locator device, we collect the relic key and get off this rock," said Douglas. Unit Alpha and the Tekacliffs left the gym while following Douglas into the kitchen as the PAL screen showed the relic key was inside of a microwave. Douglas shut off the PAL and placed it in his pocket. Then Douglas opened the microwave to see the relic key, placed it in his pockets, and left Unit Alpha, now only needing one more relic to make Halo mortal. Douglas closed the microwave door, and suddenly an alarm started going off, making red lights turn on located in the ceiling. "What happened?" asked Peter. "The zombies are not only unkillable, but are super smart. We have activated one of their sensor traps and will be hunted down in seconds," said Tekacliff Phil. "Let's use the same passage we used to enter and get back to the STC-40, said Douglas. Unit Alpha and the Tekacliffs looked down a hallway to see a stampede of zombies coming towards them and began running the opposite direction. As fast as a bat from hell, the group dashed through the gym, the living quarters, down the main hallway, and stopped at the temple entrance to see the zombies still chasing after them. Suddenly a zombie appeared behind the group and leaped onto Amy. The zombie attempted to bite its teeth into Douglas's wife and make her a zombie, but was unable to when Douglas stabbed the zombie in the head with his lightsaber. The zombie jumped off of Amy and looked at Douglas, freaking everyone out to realize they were unkillable. The zombie ran towards Douglas to bite him, but when the zombie got too close, Douglas pushed the zombie into midair and tossed him into the temple. "Phil, you and your friends use your TGLs to seal off the entrance," yelled Douglas. The Tekakliffe fired the guns at the rooftop of the temple's entrance, and the result was rocks collapsing to seal the entrance and prevent the zombies from entering or leaving the temple ever. Phil, Paul, and Dale looked at Douglas with a smile on their faces and wondered what they were going to do since the zombies were going to escape the temple. Never. Would you mind if the three of us joined your mission since ours is complete?" asked Phil. "You are sure welcome to help the Corps against a powerful evil army called the Regime, under the control of Halo Shadow," asked Douglas. "Yes, we will, or at least die trying," replied Tekakliffe Phil. Unit Alpha and the Tekakliffes boarded the STC-40. Devon piloted the ship off of the planet Ink, and Douglas placed their last relic key and the PAL inside of the armory. As night fell upon the universe, everyone was ordered to come to the command bridge. "We are currently between the planets of Secton Los and the sun planet with a black hole to another dimension of Zone," said Devon. "I just wanted to tell everybody at once that we are headed for New Heaven to refuel and resupply," said Douglas. The Tekakliffes, Chad, Peter, and Laura left the bridge to get some sleep, while Douglas, Amy, Devon, and Brittany took watch on the command bridge and slept there. After 30 minutes, everyone on the command bridge wondered if Chad, Peter, and Laura were having a secret meeting in Chad's room, and to put Douglas's mind at ease, he and Amy left the command bridge to find out. "I'm about to find out if what Amy said a day ago was true," said Douglas in his mind. Douglas and Amy silently walked up towards the door to Chad's room and could hear Chad, Peter, and Laura arguing. "This love triangle is no longer working as a cover-up," said Peter. "What is your plan, then?" asked Chad. "It doesn't matter. All that matters is sooner or later they will discover our true identity is working with Halo," said Laura. After just that statement, Douglas was assured that they were never allies with the Corps. Douglas and Amy returned to the command bridge and informed Devon and Brittany of Chad, Peter, and Laura's true nature. Evil. And that's going to do it for me, guys. Look forward to part 5 coming out very soon. I hope you guys all enjoyed. And if you guys did, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And see you guys in the next video or stream, whether it be here on YouTube or at Twitch at Douglas447.